Inanda Club Polo manager. He's a player himself, Craig James. I'm going to find out what that 6 goal is all about. I've got no idea or anything related to polo. I'm not really conversant about it. But let's have a conversation. Craig, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thanks, man.
Polo has really changed the way. I mean, I as I mentioned to your last year we did 1 polo interview. This year we're already sitting around 3. There really seems to be a love for the game of polo.
Yeah, no, I think the awareness around polo is growing. We've got quite a few events happening at the Inanda Club, such as this Gold Cup this weekend.
But it's relaxed, this one.
Very relaxed. You're going to come in, enjoy a nice sunny day. The weather looks like it's going to be great. It's going to be fantastic to be outside. There's a 100 Rand cover charge per person to come in. We've got 2 restaurants and 2 bars there, so you don't have to bring anything. You can just come, bring a picnic blanket, come sit and enjoy
dress
the
up
polo.
a little.
Yeah, you can dress up a little bit, but today is relaxed.
Let's talk about the thing I mentioned in the intro, the relaunch tournament with the 6th goal. What does that mean?
So what we're talking about there, the relaunch is really just, this is year 2. The Gold Cup was traditionally played over 2 weekends, and we're now just doing it over 1 weekend, and we'd like to grow the focus on this one weekend and one big event at Inanda. It's a prestigious club, and we're opening it up to the public and getting people to come in and partake in a day of polo. 6 goal, what we're talking about there, it's the level of the tournament. So it's the combined handicaps of each player in the team. Now, a handicap very similar to golf. We just go the opposite way. So the higher the handicap, the better you are. The lowest being -2 and highest being 10.
Yeah.
And the level of the tournament is 6 goals. So you've got to take 4 players and get to 6.
There is an excitement, though, from a very layman's perspective. Every year I get to speak to somebody who's related to polo, and every year when we get to see the videos, it's got all the glitz and glamour of a Durban July. It's got all the fanfare and fun elements of some of the most established events. Even though polo relatively, I think, has had a resurgence in the sport. On the African continent has been, I think, from Nigeria to Ghana, they've been doing it for a little bit longer than us, or is it on the same level?
No, it's about the same level. I think we're seeing more of it. One of our highlight events at Inanda is the Land Rover Africa Cup. It's actually happening 18th of September this year. And you're seeing a lot of these teams from across the continent coming to South Africa to participate. So South Africa is becoming a bit more of a focal point where we're joining all the continents on the polo field.
But we're also the winners. You were part of the winning team.
Yes, well, plate winners.
Yeah.
Last year's Africa Cup winners was Land Rover, and then my side was Airbus Helicopters Nigeria, and we actually had a gentleman playing with us from Nigeria. Yeah.
Okay, so on the day it's polo, and what else?
Today?
Yeah.
Today is going to be polo and polo. We don't have anything else on show. It's going to be polo and bring a couple of friends and come and socialise next to the polo field.
The other thing that we also talked about off air was that the demographic is really opening itself up, that is growing. It's now becoming a sport that, yet again from a very layman's perspective, looked very elitist, looked like it was angled towards one demographic, but it's really opened up over the last couple of years.
100%. I think it's unfortunate that the perception has always been like that it is one demographic and very elitist. And, the truth about polo is it is an expensive sport. And it's expensive because of the number of horses that we use, but it doesn't mean it's not accessible. Polo is very much accessible to everyone, and affordable. I run and own a polo school at Inanda, and so if people want to get involved with polo, you look us up on the Inanda website and you'll find my details there, and you can come and try it out. And
there's a lot of development happening around it, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes. So as part of this whole school and with the events we're doing, we actually run an event called the Land Rover Development Cup. The focus there is developing young players, underprivileged guys who haven't had the opportunity to go to the next level, and we're showcasing them at the Development Cup. Very interesting, this year we managed to secure some sponsorship from Land Rover, and they're actually sponsoring a team at Africa Cup. We've chosen 2 development players, and they're going to be participating in the Land Rover Africa Cup as the sponsors of a side, effectively. So yes, development is very important to us and key to the success of all these events.
Yeah. One of the things we also talked about off air when our sound engineer was here busy miking you, was he was talking about being part of the Comrades, and a comment I made was that polo is quite a physical sport. I mean, there are just so many disciplines that you're incorporating in polo, isn't it?
100%, yeah. people look at it and they think that the horse is doing all the work, but it's not. It is physically taxing, and obviously the fitter you are, the better. It's we train them to be the top conditioned athletes, and we need to do the same for ourselves.
Okay, so let's give some details away today. It's 100 Rand per person. Doors open when?
Doors open at 10 o'clock. And like I said, you know, it's very relaxed. But 100 Rand at the gate, you drive in, find yourself a comfy spot, and come and enjoy a day with us.
Where, if you want to stay in touch with you, Craig, or kind of find out not only the classes for anybody who's interested, but where can they find, where can they go to find more details?
They can have a look on Facebook. We've got two pages there, Inanda Polo Academy and the Inanda Club. And then they can have a look online, you know, get on the old Google and look for the Inanda Club. Our website's quite clear and you'll find all the details.
And how many events do you run per year, generally?
We run 4 to 5 big polo events a year, and generally we're advertising on our website, and our media and PR companies take it to market with all sorts of other marketing material.
Okay, awesome. I think it's very similar to, if you've seen Pretty Woman, there's a scene where Edward Lewis takes Julia Roberts to a polo event. As Craig James was saying, it's really an interesting day out if you want a new experience. That's the Inanda Club polo manager, Craig James, talking to us about the Inanda Gold Cup. It takes place today. Doors open at 10. It's open to the public. Very relaxed day. 100 Rand per person. Come on, that's nothing. Take your friends, family. Take your enemies. We take it.